that if someone is being targeted, do you think that you're going to be able to see the whole picture easily? No. Even if you don't like them, I mean, I've always gone way overboard for innocent until proven guilty. Maybe it's because I've read books about Latin America and the Soviet Union and injustice, you know, places where you get thrown in jail. There doesn't have to be a reason. I mean, I was thinking this morning, I feel like I'm in the court of Henry VIII. You know, they had a special thing whereby the legislature could convict someone. They don't allow that in the United States. I really wish I had been a lawyer, if you can't tell. I did really well on my LSAT. I got 96th percentile. And then I just decided not to go. I got accepted to a few schools, you know. Anyway, that ship has sailed, but I want you to know that I've always gone overboard for the accused. I don't know if this is the case, but it seems like today your average American is fooled by prejudice, is fooled by media. And can you blame them? No, I don't blame the average American. I really don't. You shouldn't have to have a degree to figure out that it's possible all of this collection of facts was marshaled together to politically target a person. Because how do you know? You look at the way that everyone else in politics is treated. And if you really zoom in onto the cases, you realize that it's only when someone steps out of line. Really. They all are so guilty of, you name it. Did you see about a week ago they found cocaine at the Capitol? Yeah. You know, last July, they found cocaine in the White House. I mean, why would you? It's just the whole thing. I have so many questions, you know? Obviously, there is one member who suffers from addiction, yes. And also, he suffers from being under his father's thumb and having to hustle around the world, influence peddling to maintain the whole entire clan. That's what happens when there's no rule of law, guys. Clans, blood feuds, organized crime, criminal gangs. You think that President Trump is the main criminal that gets away with everything? I mean, that is what you're saying. Now, I have a friend who does come on here, and I was not that super welcoming to him yesterday because he said it sucks to be right. I'm like, a jury trial has been known to be wrong in this day and age, especially when the judge basically denies all of the requests. That makes a huge, huge difference. It's not a random sampling of 12 Angry Men. Haha, that was a reference to the movie. It is a carefully selected process called voir dire. And voir dire is supposed to allow equal opportunities for both the defense and the prosecution to select jurors. However, they have to make some pretty tough decisions. I know that. You know, maybe they already used one of their privileges because they are limited. They have to kind of like hedge their bets, and they don't know what all of these people are like. They just need to find some reason why they would need to recuse themselves, right? But for some reason, you know, it didn't turn out with, you know, the jury pool didn't have probably very many people who would even be fair, like what I'm saying, to actually look at a case just on the case. No, this was a punishment searching for a person, not a crime. I absolutely believe that Michael Cohen acted alone. He was not called a fixer then. The reason President Trump didn't put him in the White House is he started to take money from people, different companies, for influence peddling. That's what President Trump said in the presser this morning from Trump Tower. But either way, I already reported that all of the crimes Michael Cohen was arrested for, except for campaign interference, which is what this thing is, were his own separate thing where he was defrauding banks. He was getting a loan out on this and then hiding the money here, and it had to do with his taxi medallions in both New York and Chicago. Anyway, not to get lost in the weeds, but the jury selection. So when you say, like my friend Gray, he says, I trust the jury to get it right. And he was, had a little air of being self-righteous. He's been a really good friend for many, many years. And he used to read my articles that were on the front page every day in the high desert, in the Victor Valley, which I'm very proud to have been living in and working in. And I'm very proud of the newspaper that we had. Unfortunately, it was sold to another conglomerate, and they have one reporter now, and he's a great guy, but such is the state. Such is the state. I mean, that collection of people who worked there at the Daily Press, it was an honor to work alongside them and be in their company. And I'm talking about everyone. So it's really sad to see a local paper get taken down like that when I'm living in the conglomeration of LA now, and you got cities within LA County that are much bigger than Victorville, and they don't have anything close to that paper that we had. Greg got to know me there, and also through music. He's a great drummer. And so I must say, this has happened to me before. When you have a belief, like, for example, when I believed the Iraq War was wrong and that they were lying, I sounded self-righteous when I wanted to replace President Bush. John Kerry will make things right, and I trust the process with the justice system, or with separation of powers and just the general functioning of the government. The people who are happy about it are always like, oh, our government works. Yay. I even did that once, in my posts. But I've learned, okay, that is a mood. That's a mood you're in. Greg trusts the jury. Well, what about a jury with something he didn't agree with? Okay, I gotta go. I told you I did. There's a lot more details. Watch my thing from yesterday. Bye-bye. Keep calm and share complete facts. Bye.